Hello again for the purposes of recording. My name is Ennui. I am your GM for the evening. I am a first-time GM, so please be patient with me, people of whoever's going to be listening to this, if anyone. Today we are joined by four of my good friends from throughout my life who have come together to humor me and support me in my first GMing endeavor. And let's get started with some introductions before we get started on some information about the world we will be entering. So let's go with Gage first this time.
All right, yeah. So I am I'm Gage. Do we want to go into the roles, or are we going to play that throughout the game and see how it goes there?
You can introduce your character's name for now, but let's save
Okay.
roles for later.
All right, yeah. So character's name Wade Biggs. He, him, they, them. Um, I suppose we'll find out more about him as the story goes on. But yeah, just like I said in the previous channel, not not a spring chicken when it comes to TTRPGs, but I have been out of the game for a minute. So definitely my first time with Essence 20 as a system, more of a Pathfinder 3.5 and 5e uh, when it comes to my D&Ds and my TTRPGs in general. But we'll see how Essence 20 plays as a system. I'm definitely excited for it. Who's next?
I'll go next. My name's Gabby. I go by they, them. I've been in the tabletop community for a while now. I am also more familiar with 5e. This is going to be my first time playing the Essence system as well. I will be playing Vesper Salacia the Third. They are also they, them. They go by V. And you'll also have to learn about them.
All right, I'll go next. DJ, he, him. Most of my background in TTRPGs is 3.5 and 5e for D&D as well. Most of the time I tend to play or function as the DM, so I don't get to play as a player character too often. So that will be a fun change for me. I'm going to be playing Lamar Ford, he, him. He's just your average good kid, without going into too much detail, and we'll get to that later.
All right, my name is Aaron, he, him. I will be playing Tyrion Dunkel, who is a fun little curious fellow. I I am a TTRP virgin, so this will be my first time, and we'll be having fun.
Hell yes. And once again, I am Ennui, she, her, they, them. I'm a first-time GM with sparse years of TTRPG experience. Some homebrew stuff that was just pens and paper and dice with no rules. And a bit of 5e, some 4e, and that is my fiance's favorite system. And I've been working on the Essence, not working on, but figuring out the Essence 20 system for like the past 2 years, and I'm ready to finally put it to the test. So there will be mistakes as we go along, but that's why we have the FAQ and four other people whom I had go through these books. So we will be entering uh, the world of Angel Grove, and there is a world outside of that world, but that's where we're going to be starting for these first couple of sessions. We are entering a world that is recovering from something terrible that happened half a century ago. Uh, the air is still stale, as you can walk almost anywhere and just get buffeted by sand a bit. The sky is blue with orange tints. Clouds are sparse, and life thrives, but it doesn't thrive in the way that it does today. Humans are getting their footing back from almost losing everything to the Venjix virus. The Venjix virus was a super advanced AI that took very quick control of the world and pushed humanity into a corner in a way that it never had been before. No alien threat that the planet had ever happened to face before or since had equaled to the danger that Venjix presented. And once it had finally been defeated on that mysterious day in April of 2019, the world has been rebuilding with the help of the Space Patrol Delta that has come to not colonize but help the re-terraforming of Earth as humans try to repopulate themselves and alien settlers look for a new home. The Earth has become a true melting pot of different species and people and cultures and traditions, and that is now developing new cultures and traditions that are being spread around the world. But as we move closer in on this world, we move into the somewhat sunny state of California and move over hills that attempt to be greener than they are. And in the far distance, we see vast desert, orange and browns and blacks all mixed in with the sand and shifting over rocks in itself. In the distance, there is a large bus station, one story, with buses pulling in and out, parking. And in that bus station, we sort of circle around to the entrance where four people will soon be meeting and discovering something they are meant for. And the first person we will be zooming in on is Vesper. V, as you begin to open the door of the bus station you've approached, you only half an hour ago found yourself marooned on this planet. You found yourself in a situation where there were no good outcomes. And the only outcome was an accident that puts you where you are now. You've used your skills to survive this strange environment. And this is the first true sign of civilization you've come across besides the road you followed to get here. So, what is on Vesper's mind as they are approaching this building and about to enter?
I think V is going to kind of look around. They are very feminine looking, but they are also they before in our session 0 they ended up stealing sunglasses for some reason. They look almost sickly. They have like kind of shoulder length blues and grays choppy hair. Like I said, they look sickly, and they actually just had borrowed without someone knowing, some extra clothes to kind of blend in. And they're going to just kind of look around and try to get the feel of this planet. It seems a little bit more open and free than I'm used to.
As you take in that open and freeness, you really look around for a sec. Your hand's just hovering on this door handle, and you take in the grass and the sand and stone around you. And you read a sign as you walk towards this building, a sign that was in a language you could read, which is something that surprised you. And the sign read Stone Canyon Bus Station. And as you're looking around, you understand the name Stone Canyon as you look at all the formations around you, like in the distance and even some up close. and you feel a sense of wonder enter your body as you really notice the freedom. There's no one in line. There's no one giving orders. There's no sense of military presence.
So is there like no crowds here? Is it literally just V at the door?
Yes, right now you're just
Like, I
at
don't
the
see any
door,
other.
but
Oh,
you
and
can
they're
see
gonna like
inside through the glass and see that there are people inside. Everyone's kind of
does it
going about
seem
their.
does it seem rather crowded on the inside?
Let me make a roll.
I
It
do.
is not very crowded at all. There's maybe 30 people in there, and it's a big bus station.
Oh, okay. Well, then V's gonna kind of walk in a little bit calmly. They're gonna try to like blend in. We're here for a reason. I don't know what this reason is yet, but we're here for a reason, and I need to figure it out because I need to get off this planet.
You step into the Stone Canyon bus station, and you are immediately hit with a blast of cool air as the door springs open and shuts behind you. The air conditioning kisses your skin that is sweaty from the California heat, and you look around, and everything in here is, funnily enough, alien to you. There are kiosks, stores, stands. They look like things from other planets, but you can't be sure because everyone has different traditions and cultures. So you just kind of look around for a bit, curious of what everything is, and the murmur of people talking hums in the air. A song plays on bad speakers, and you don't recognize it, but it's a song.
So quick question: where would you want us to roll at?
Oh, you can roll physically right now, or however you're going to roll right now, privately.
Okay, because I was gonna say like Vesper is very smart, and I wanted to do like a smart roll to try to figure out what the fuck. Like I know this is like some place where people meet up at and are doing stuff. And it's cold in here,
Let me
but
set the difficulty for that.
alrighty.
You're gonna have to beat a 12.
Oh, okay, that's easy. Can I throw in my insight mod? Well, my in the what's the like level up for it? Because I have a level up in smarts
Oh, your
specialization. It's right in
yeah.
front of me. I'm silly. Okay. Okay. Do natural ones do anything in this game?
No. So a net one is
Okay, well
just a
that's good.
one. Yeah. So the way that a net one in a D20 in a D&D sense works is you have to fail your roll and also get the lowest number on your skill die. So if your D20 is under and your skill die is the lowest number, that is a that is a critical failure.
Okay, well then that's a hot 7.
Okay. Um you take a good look around and like you understand people are gathering here for something. Outside you saw these big metal rectangles on wheels. So maybe they're waiting to get on one of those.
Hmm. I think at this point, V would just continue to like sit back and watch, see if anything. Yeah, I think that they wouldn't really interact or anything with anybody. I'm not a personable person.
So as the just kind of lists about, you're gonna take a seat in sort of like the middle area where there is a small bit of foliage growing in the very center of this bus depot. Two large trees and some other flora just in this preserved area to provide fresher air and some nicer smells to the bus station. So you take a seat by that.
Quick,
Oh yeah.
quick question. On that 7, would I notice that this has like this planet uses like monetary stuff to get around by chance?
I don't think you would have seen anyone using money yet.
Yeah, then I
Unless you
think
want to
they
make
would
another
just do
roll
their
to
own.
try and like investigate anything.
Uh, yeah, I'll do another roll. Let's see. These dice aren't working for me. Let me grab my metal dice out.
So Robbie, my cat just knocked something over. It'll be okay.
Much better. So that's a 20.
All right, 20 total.
Yeah, it's 17 and 3.
Cool. So you take a seat and you look around some more, and you happen to be sitting across another place in a language that you can read. But this language is alien, and now you're seeing that this planet uses 2 languages, and the sign says Zeke's delicacies, and you can see they are providing different types of food, some kind of meat that's on a spinning thing next to a fire, and they're cutting slices of meat off of it and serving it to people. And you notice people handing them these green slips of paper and coins, and you recognize that as money from other planets you've been around to. And you look around a bit more and notice people buying things and souvenirs, snacks, drinks, and you kind of take in that those pieces of paper kind of have a lot of power here.
Alrighty then. I think I'm gonna. It takes a while, like 6 hours, but I'm gonna plan on how to get some of these monies because I like money.
Okay. As you start to brainstorm,
And
Mhm.
okay, go ahead, go ahead.
as you start to brainstorm, you hear a little bit of a weird sound off to the distance that sounds like arguing. And you turn around to see a man in what looks like a guard's outfit, and he is pointing his finger at the chest of another man. And before we continue with that, let's move on to, or let's switch over to Tyrion.
CC.
Tyrion, when you arrived in this strange place, you got off of a train uh, that you did not expect to be on some time ago. Um, you arrived in a strange place only a few miles away from this bus station, and you've just made your way over. Uh, you never got much answers for why you'd be here or what you'd be doing here, but what you do know about here is that it's where you're supposed to be. So as you've been walking across the short distance to the bus station, what's been on Tyrion's mind?
Mainly what's going on. What do I see around me, and do I recognize anything? And is this still where I'm from?
Go ahead and give me a survival roll.
Uh, is it D2? So D20 and D2, right?
Yep.
Okay. What is that? Oh, I wish you had things. Okay, so I got 16 and a 1, so 17.
All right, cool. As Tyrion looks around on their walk, they the first thing they notice is the taste of the air. At first, you thought it was like a gas or something or smoke from the train, but it sticks with you, and you can't tell why, but the air tastes bad, and it kind of bothers you a bit. You notice that the world you're looking at is sad. Things aren't growing happily. Things are growing effort. You notice that the the energy of the world just seems much more sad than from where you may have come from. In the distance, you
Um,
see a bus station with several buses parked on the side. There's not much going on the outside of it, and besides the road having the occasional car every couple of minutes, there's not much else to see besides just stretches of desert.
yeah, I guess we're heading towards whatever civilization we can find.
So within
Are the cars going towards the train the bus station?
um, let me make a roll for that. None of the cars pull into the bus station. They're just cars driving along the road in either direction.
Okay, so they don't. Oh, so in either direction. Okay, I was just saying if it was like if this was a one way street, but you just said it was a two way. So yeah, I'll go towards where I would think people would be gathering, which I'm guessing would be the bus station, unless there are other structures around me.
The only structures are wind turbines and this tall tower that has a weird mechanism at the top that's letting out a low hum.
Yeah, we're not going towards the low hum, so we'll be going towards the bus station.
So you take the few minutes journey to the bus station, and you're standing outside of it. You walk past a sign. You see a sign reading Stone Canyon Bus Station, and Stone Canyon. Give me a culture roll.
Culture. Okay. Set to 9, 11.
You have heard of Stone Canyon, but you've never been there before. So this is a familiar name to you, but it's very unfamiliar. Everything else about it is very unfamiliar.
Okay.
Uh, so you're gonna enter the bus station, or you want to look around outside? Or
I look around outside. Is there a bulletin board outside, or
on
I
the
look
outside
for
of
a
the
bulletin
building,
board?
there is a what are those signs called? Not neon signs, but like the ones with all the separate peg lights they use on road work. It's one of those type of signs, and it's giving times for bus arrivals and departures.
All right. Are there any names on that I'd recognize?
Uh, there is one name on there you recognize, and it is Reefside, and the bus departure slash arrival time says canceled next to it.
Okay. Well, if that's all I can see, I can just walk in.
So walking in to this bus station, you are hit with the cool air of the air conditioners, and you are greeted with a somewhat familiar sight of a terminal of a station of people coming and getting ready to go. People are buying snacks from different vendors. People are looking over the novelties and souvenirs from the gift shop. There's bathrooms in the back that people are coming in and out of. And the whole place is not very busy, as there's not too many people around. But the people that are around are just a buzz enough to put a low tone in the air of the separate talking all around you.
All right. Is there, would I be able to roll to see if I can understand any of the chatter?
Yeah, give me another culture.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I could have just said no. 9.
You hear English, and you also hear something that's absolutely not English, and you're not even going to pretend to try and understand.
Okay. What would you be doing in here? I guess since I've been walking for a little bit, I'll probably go to the bathroom first. But outside of that, find a drink of water and then go to the attendant, I guess.
All right. So as you head towards the bathrooms, there's a water fountain directly outside of them, in between the male and female bathrooms. And you walk into the bathroom, you come out, and you get a drink of water. And above you, there is a display screen playing an advertisement. The advertisement plays some very patriotic sounding music, and an alien man with a bird face pops up. And in Uncle Sam style, he points to the camera and says, "We need you for S.P.D. Recruit today." And the ad plays on for a few more seconds before stopping and switching to regular ads that aren't as attention grabbing.
Interesting.
And from there, you said you wanted to look for an attendant.
Yes.
So you walk around for a bit and you find a customer service office. And inside, there's a woman sitting behind a desk. She looks so very tired, but she is typing away, and she doesn't really take notice to you as you first walk in.
Um, how tall is the desk versus? Does she have to strain to see me, or do I? Can she
She
like
can see you.
see me given my height?
She can see you given your height. She can see you. Like she's
Oh,
sitting at a position to see you over her desk.
okay, so I'll just wave my hands and say, "Hey, how? Why is the Reef Side train canceled or Reef Side bus canceled?"
Uh, the woman turns her very tired eyes towards you. Honey, where are your parents? The Reefside train got canceled 2 hours ago. I don't know when the next one's coming. I need a bit if you're looking for those. Where's your mom?
They were supposed to be meeting me in Reef Side, so that's why I'm trying to figure out why it's canceled.
Uh, all right. I'll call this in. You she kind of looks around her office for a bit and walks around her desk and sets up a chair for you in a corner. If you want to stay here, you can. Do you know your parents' number?
Mm. I'll come back. Maybe they come for me. I want to find something to eat. I'm hungry.
Are you sure? Is everything okay? You seemed pretty concerned when you first got here.
I'm still concerned. I'm hungry. I'm a child.
All right, but stay in the building. If you need someone to call your parents, just come find me. My name's Sylvia. Uh, I'll be in this office. All right. Please don't
Thank
be
you,
trouble.
Sylvia. Bye. Thank you, Sylvia.
As you
Bye.
as you exit Sylvia's office, you hear her what sounds like pick up a radio as you hear the beep, beep of a walkie-talkie prepping itself to connect. And give me an alertness roll.
Are you? That's a D4. 4.
You hear mumbles and grumbles as you walk away, so you're not sure at all what's being said on that walkie-talkie. So
All
what
right.
is
So
your... Mhm.
at this point, I'm going to sit down and scout what's going on in the bus station. Not
So
looking for anything in particular.
alright, so there are about 4/5 main areas of this bus station. There is the back part with advertising where you use the bathroom. To the right of that is the food court where food is being sold. To the left is the gift shop and antiquity shop where people can just get smaller snacks and drinks and also useless trinkets to take home. There's the front where there is seating and the front doors as well as the let ins and outs for the buses. And in the middle there is the small greenery area with a couple trees and flowers growing to keep fresher air in the area.
I'll go to the greenery area with the trees.
All right. So you wander over to the greenery and you take in the finally better tasting and smelling air. The air's gotten a little bit better since you've gotten into the building, but now that you're next to trees, it feels like life just got a lot easier. You take a seat and you kind of scout the area for a minute, and with situations you've been in, you can kind of tell when someone knows what you're doing. And as you're scouting, you kind of cross peripherals with a strange feminine looking humanoid who is also kind of scouting the area in a way that they are unfamiliar with. And you kind of get the energy that they're doing the same thing you're doing.
Am I doing a thing?
Do you?
Sure. I mean, I'm a childlike innocence. I say hi to this person and drum up small talk such as, "Do your train get canceled too?"
As you look over to this strange person and begin to speak to them, uh, you catch their attention for just a second before their head whips the other way, and is suddenly in their attention is suddenly engaged in what seems to be a building confrontation on the uh, food court side of the building between a guard and a man with white hair. And we're going to pause right there, and we are going to move on to... I'm gonna roll that again. Gage, what's your character's name again? I'm sorry.
Wade.
We're gonna move on to Wade. So Wade is coming from far off, and when we first meet Wade, they are asleep on a bus already. The bus isn't moving. The engine isn't even going, so there's no rumbling beneath you. You don't hear voices, and the lights are off, but the sun is shining brightly in through the windows as you kind of sweat against your seat as the air conditioning has since stopped since the bus has stopped. And for the past 15 hours, you've been on series of buses that are bringing you to the Stone Canyon bus station before finally reaching Angel Grove. Uh, you've been on this journey for about a day and a half since getting a mysterious letter from your sister about information on your dad, who has been missing and only a few years ago reported dead officially. Uh, you have a fire of determination in your heart as you very suddenly dropped everything in your life, dropped everything your family was working on to follow this mysterious, almost riddle that your family seems to be leading you down. So you awaken on Canyon bus station, and it's been parked for what feels like a while. And the bus driver kind of just lets you sleep where you were.
All right. So I'm waking up, and on the journey in, I didn't really bring anything with me because I left in a big hurry, but I do have the letter. And on the back of that letter, I would have liked to have been scribbling from my best memory what my father's face would have looked like from my memory of him as a child.
All right.
So would that be like a performance role since it's a drawing?
Hmm. Let's call it a culture roll to see how well you remember.
All right, you're gonna make me pay right off the rip for making this guy dumb as hell, ain't you?
I forgot already.
All right, that's a 5, boss.
The only thing you can directly remember about your father's face is the condition his beard was in last time. It was kind of scruffy and getting long around the chin. But besides that, you just have the sketchings of a man's face.
So it's basically just a beard with some beady little eyes and some hair like mine. Um, I am going to uh, very loudly and boisterously walk up to the first person that I see and try to get their attention and say, "Hey, you seen this fella around here? I've been looking for him."
Exiting the bus and going into the station, you approach a woman who is tall, her hair is in a tight ponytail, and her eyes are incredibly tired. And she's kind of talking into a walkie-talkie, and she, huh, who, and she looks at your picture and looks back at you, and she has this face of almost disbelief at the situation she's in. Is this accurate imagery?
As accurate as yours truly can make it.
Uh, oh, all right, it's gonna be one of these days. I have seen a lot of people today, and a lot of people with beards. There's three of them over there right now. So if
I
you're another
immediately
two,
disregard everything she's saying and walk over to those 3 guys with beards, and then I start eyeing them up real carefully.
please don't
I
cause
got
trouble, is what she yells out to you as you walk away.
any of them look like this guy I drew.
Uh, two of them have beards. One of them has what could be more referred to as like a 5 o'clock shadow. Um, but in your heart, when you look at these men, none of them look like your father.
All right. So striking out right off the bat. So I am going to look around for any sort of like a bulletin board or like a cork board that you'd find in like a gas station or whatever, where people post various business cards and posters and things. And I am going to. Do I see one of those? Is there even one?
The bus station near the bathrooms.
Okay, so I'm going to wander over there and I'm going to carefully pick out the least interesting business card that I see and take the pin from it and then uh, put the hastily drawn picture up with the pin that I just stole. And I'm going to take that business card and I'm going to put it in my pocket for later.
So this is the same drawing that has your letter on the back of it, right?
Yeah, no, I'll come back for later. That's what I'm thinking anyway.
So you pin up your letter, or you pin up your drawing, and pocket the business card. and you kind of look over the rest of the wall and see a few missing posters they have the faces of different children and adults. There's different video projections playing of different advertisements for food or services that are nearby in the area, a couple miles out. And as you're looking around, a louder advertisement catches your attention suddenly as patriotic music plays and a bird-like alienoid shows up on the screen, pointing at you, Uncle Sam style. SPD needs you. Protect the universe today.
All right. Um, interesting. Interesting. Anything else planned after that? I'm fixed by the screen now. Like I've
Just
never
average
seen this. I've
commercials.
never even seen anything this big before. This is crazy to me.
After the SPD commercial plays, you just get average commercials to like not go too fast on the highway or be aware of surroundings. So nothing too
I
of note plays.
All right. I'm gonna continue to stare at that for a couple of seconds before I get distracted by the next thing here. Um, and then remember that I came here for a reason. Uh, so I kind of go back to my uh, whole initial shtick, where when I came off the bus and just being obnoxious and asking people if they've seen some guy that kind of looks like me. So I'm just gonna wander up to the next person and say if they've seen some guy that looks like me, but older and not as allegedly dead as I've been led to believe.
So you wander around for a bit, and you cycle through about 3 people, asking them if they see a man who looks like you. All of them looking at you with this look of "Who's this kid?" and giving you no's to different varying degrees of harshness. Uh, by the time you reach your fourth person, uh, you don't realize it at first, but you're back to the first lady you spoke to. She is sitting in her office, with her head laying on her desk as you enter once again into her life.
All right. So I'm just gonna go up and just you said I don't recognize the fact that this is the woman that I first talked to, right?
No.
So I'm gonna walk right up to her and be like, hey, lady, you seen some fella kind of looks like me, but a little older and not as allegedly dead as I was led to believe.
Allegedly dead. What's with the kids today? All right. Do you have a number that we can call?
No, ma'am.
Oh, okay. Do you have a name? Maybe he took a bus with us today.
His name would be Wayne with an N,
All
and
right.
his last name would be Biggs with a B.
All right. Wayne Biggs,
He
and she goes to
should
typing away.
be listed in the missing persons registry as
Oh
deceased.
well. Oh well, that helps. She puts her hand to her forehead and sighs, and she kind of types away at her computer for a bit. All right. So no Wayne Biggs today. I can only assume not for a while. Okay.
Well, how long's a while?
You tell me, kid. You're the one who said he was missing.
Well, that's why I'm here.
All right. What I can do for you right now is get you on whatever bus you're planned to be on. I know there's some other kid heading to Reefside, so if you're heading that way, I can put you two together. Uh, are you headed anywhere in specific, or are you just here to look for your dad right now?
Well, I just got a letter that said come here, so that's where I figure I'd be. And the
Let
best
me.
place to look is where everyone's coming to.
All right. Let me see your ticket. Let me see your ticket, please.
I fiddle around in my pocket and I don't have a ticket, but I pull out my bus pass.
She takes your bus pass and goes, "Oh God, you're still using this system. All right." And she pulls out this small, like, little contraption from the underside of her desk that starts to dust up a little bit, and she swipes your bus pass and types on the computer for a sec. All right, you are on your way to Angel Grove in a bus that leaves in an hour and a half. Not soon enough, so you could find your dad. Not soon enough for you to find your dad. And how about this? You should see a kid out there who's a little younger than you. You two stick together, and I'll find you guys in a bit, and I'll make sure you get where you need to get going. I'll find who has parents, is able to find their parents. No offense. And I just give me a bit, and I will get back to you as soon as I can.
Yo, out of character for a second. What a bitch. Just sticking me with some, like, this random kid. You know what I mean? I could be a murderer. You don't know me.
I said the same thing. I've been laughing the whole time.
Me
This whole
too.
thing has been really funny. I love this.
I like, let me just cluster these unattended children together. I'll figure it out later.
Oh, that's
So we're all
totally
in one
something
place. I can
some
get the money
fucking, like,
faster.
bus security guard would do too. Like, shit. That's
At
some
least
Port
they'll be
Authority shit
safe
right there.
together.
All right, so then I'm gonna go find this small child. Before I do, I'm gonna wander back over to the bulletin board, and I assume that my little hastily drawn picture that I put up about 10 minutes ago is still there, right?
Let me roll for that. I don't see why anybody would have taken it. Yeah, it's still there.
Okay, so I'm going to take it, and then I am also going to take the pin, and I'm going to put it in the same pocket as the business card that I stole.
Give me a finesse roll.
Oh shit! God, again. Oh hey, an 11. That's something.
So you managed to get the pin into your pocket without poking yourself, but you are absolutely in danger with every step you take.
Oh, all right. I'm a risk taker. I'll leave it there.
All right, so you gather your drawing and the bulletin board pin, and as you're walking away, you hear the S.P.D. Advertisement play one more time, but this time ending with "The Earth needs you" as the ending line, and it ends again. So this is the second time you've heard this, you've seen this, so you can kind of tell it plays often.
Mm.
And as you step away and look around for a kid that you're supposed to be looking for, um, you see on the bulletin boards, you're standing on the opposite side of the bulletin boards now as you kind of walk to the right. You're looking at more bulletin boards and little screens and advertising papers. You see a missing persons poster that kind of jumps out at you. And
Well, I'm gonna walk right over to it.
it doesn't look like your dad, but the face on the missing persons poster doesn't look right to you. You look at it and there's just something wrong with it.
Okay. Um, I'm going to. Can I carefully examine it to discern if there's anything particular about it that stands out as wrong, or is it just like a general vibe feeling?
You can absolutely roll for it. You can give me an alertness roll. Unless you
Motherfuck.
think you can give me something else.
I No, I think that's fair. I did get a 15 that time.
Okay, dope. So you kind of squint your eyes and look closer at the photo, on the missing persons poster, and it's hard to tell what's wrong about it at first. And you look a little bit closer and a little bit closer, and it's almost like the paper itself is shifting, like not moving in a way that your eyes can see, but like it's breathing, or the paper is changing.
My yokel ass does not like that vibe at all. But I am going to take the pin and I'm going to put it in the same pocket as the other pin because it might come in handy later for if I need to pin up two things.
So that strange missing poster just falls to the ground as you pull that pin out, and it kind of slides to the ground. And as it hits the ground, like that weird effect you were noticing kind of stops. But one thing you do absolutely notice for sure: those eyes on that person are looking at you now.
Oh yeah, no, I do not fuck with that. I'm gonna look. Just gonna kind of turn away, walk the other direction, look over my shoulder, keeping eyes with it until it's out of line of sight, and then I'm gonna turn around and kind of like do a little speed walk in the direction of the farthest fucking place away from that thing.
So making your way away, you wander towards the greenery in the center of the bus station, and you see two people sitting there. One of them being a small kid that is probably the one you're looking for.
Oh, hey, I was looking for you, I think.
And as those words leave your mouth, you take some steps towards them and see both their heads, one at a time, turn towards one direction, in the direction of a slowly growing conflict in the food court section between a guard and a man with white hair. And let's move on to Lamar. Lamar, very similar to Wade, has been on a series of buses for the past couple days as they have traveled from their home city of Crestville, right?
Yes. Yep.
From your home city of Crestville. You've been on this journey for 3 days between buses that move overnight and buses that you have to sleep in a station overnight to catch in the morning. And you are beyond tired. You've gotten small sleep. Your back hurts, your neck hurts, and you just want this journey to be over. You're ready to get to your mother's place, so this can be. Or you're ready to get to your father's place, so this can be over. But your mother is steadily in the back of your mind, as the things you saw and heard a couple days ago are still fresh with you. Especially your mother telling you to forget, and you not forgetting. What is on Lamar's mind as their bus pulls into the Stone Canyon bus station?
He's tired, he's stressed, he's anxious, and more than anything, he just really wants some good sleep. Um, he's concerned about the situation at hand also, but the the compounding stress and the trip, everything altogether is just kind of got him a frazzled mess. He's like shaky hands. I can't imagine he's really had much of an appetite, so he probably hasn't been eating or drinking as much as he should either. Um, and just is in a state.
Very understandable. That's what it was like going to Job Corps. So Lamar is in a very wistful place of not even calm, but just reservedness of this will be over soon. This will be over soon. And your bus pulls into the Stone Canyon bus station and begins to let off as people shuffle off and into the station, filling it with a couple more people, bringing like the about total population of it up to like 60 something now. And you exit and you get any belongings that you brought with you from under the bus, and you step into the bus station with your luggage in hand. What you want to do?
I think probably just first things first would be checking on how long he has until next transfer. He's hoping he can maybe catch a nap in between, since it's been pretty back to back, and sleeping in a car or in a moving vehicle's never been an easy thing for him. It's always kind of sleep for 10, wake back up. Um, so he's really hoping to find a seat in a corner and just really knock out.
So you take out your envelope of your series of bus tickets, and your bus for today. You just arrived to Stone Canyon, and your next and final bus is to Angel Grove, and that is set to leave about an hour from now.
Yeah, so I
you
think
have a good hour before your bus comes, plus the 15 minutes it'll take to get on the bus.
he's beelining straight over to that corner seat that he sees open, and he's setting alarms in 5 minute intervals on his phone to make sure that he doesn't sleep through it. And he's just beelining to some peace for a minute.
So you get to your corner seat, you find a nice booth that you're able to stretch your legs out in, put your luggage under a table so it's not immediately accessible to anybody who might be too interested. And you kick your feet up and close your eyes, and fully unexpectedly, you fall asleep incredibly fast. But your sleep is not restful as you slip into a nightmare. You hear the sounds of wheels rolling under you and blaster fire. You hear your mother's voice call out for your name, and you hear a robotic voice kind of scream out in confusion. And your dream just goes dark as you go from a nightmare into a dreamless sleep with your alarm twisting you back into reality as you are jolted awake by the blaring of your phone alarm. You've been asleep for about half an hour, but as you turn around and kind of look around at what's going on, not a couple people have left and gone, but there is a small commotion starting on the opposite side of the room.
I think Lamar's probably going to get up from the seat and kind of peek at what's going on over in the direction of the commotion, just to make sure he doesn't need to help or seek an exit.
As Lamar kind of like leans up in their seat some more, going from laying to sitting up. They look around and they hear, "I've told you before, get out. We don't need you in here. You're getting weird." And you're watching a guard very firmly put his finger to the chest of a man with white hair. The white-haired man is kind of sporadic, and he could be homeless. He could just be kind of twitchy. Is viciously uncomfortable with the way he's being treated right now. His hands are up, raised to his shoulder, to this guard who has a S.P.D patch on their shoulder.
Yeah, Lamar's had like a lot of experience working with like the homeless and like you know the disenfranchised, we'll say. So I think he's probably gonna make his way over to see if he can diffuse things.
As you make your way over, you walk past the greenery in the very center of the bus station, passing by two people who are also watching this conflict, and a third person who is a few steps away from these people, looking like he was about to approach them right before he himself was caught up in watching this conflict. The situation grows a bit louder as the SPD guard puts a firm hand on the man's arm to lead him out. And the man goes, "Hey, hey, hey! I am going. I don't like being escorted. Please don't do that." And the SPD card kind of like jostles him a bit. And in this moment, I will allow all players to come into the game as we have a decision to make. And decisions of how we're going to handle this situation and how we're going to watch it play out. So, Lamar, you are approaching, right?
Correct. Yep. He's definitely moving to try and de-escalate.
Right, so we're going to set Lamar first, and I'm going to have everyone else roll a single d20 for initiative. Actually, hold on. Before anyone does that, let's not roll initiative. And let's have Lamar approach. And as the situation has escalated a bit, and the man is now firmly holding on to this white-haired man, what is Lamar's reaction and words going to be?
I think just kind of walk up, hands up in front of his chest, and just kind of ask, like, what's going on? Like, what's the problem?
Oh, okay. The guard looks down at you and kind of like looks you up and down. You can see their eyes through their visor, and they can see the other eyes on them around them. The guard looks at you like he doesn't want to speak to you, but he knows his protocols when in these kind of situations. This man is loitering, and it's time for him to go.
Are you loitering, sir? What brings you here?
Thank you, someone, for asking me what I'm doing. I am just experiencing the food around the world, and this is my current stop. And I've been here for a while. I'll admit that, but I haven't done anything wrong. I've bought plenty, and he shows you his pockets that are full of like different folded up wrappers and food chain bags that kind of like bulge in his pocket.
And I think Lamar kind of turns to the guard and goes, "Look, I'll admit, bus station not the most normal place to get food, but he did eat here, yes."
I don't think this concerns you anymore. The guard says to you as he kind of like lowers his head towards you, and his visor gets a little bit darker as you're now looking more towards the shaded side. I'd recommend you don't get involved. Adults are handling this.
I think at this point, V would probably step in. They would probably walk up, and I would like to do a couple rolls while I walk up. But before they'd walk up, they'd look to Tyrion and Wade, and go, "You two stay here, and if I get shot, then I guess kick me outside." And then I'm gonna do a finesse roll to steal from somebody as I'm walking up to them, like walking up to the fight.
Mm-hmm. So you're stealing from a random person, or are you stealing from?
Yes, I'm stealing from a random person, and that is an 18 and a 2. So it gives me a 20.
What
I
are you
like this.
looking
By
to
the way,
steal?
passive pickpocket.
I'm just pickpocketing the closest person who I think has the most money. Because I'm
Okay.
about to bribe this guard to leave us alone.
All right. So you walk past a man who keeps his wallet in his back pocket, and it's a fat wallet. And he looks like he's not paying attention to anything but not. He's doing anything but minding his own business. So he doesn't take any notice when you reach into his back pocket and slip out his wallet. And in that
All
wallet,
right,
you
so
find a good stack of money.
Go ahead. My next question, and feel free to say no, is I have an ability that when I make things about money, I get the edge on stuff.
Remind me of that ability so I can find it real quick.
That is my profiteer.
Okay, that is in Beyond the Stars. Across the Stars. I know what these books are called.
Also, while we're
And
at it, I have edge
That's
on
my influence
non-combat.
perk.
wait, DJ, say that again.
I have edge on non-combat for community helper.
Cool. And Gabby, what did you say?
That's my influence perk from profiteer. That's why earlier I asked to prepare and study.
And you said you get edge on things involving money?
Wealth test and skill test.
Okay. So you can go ahead and give me a survival roll with edge to see how many monies you stole.
Aye, aye, Captain. Oh, I keep rolling off my desk. That is a hot 12.
Okay. Let me make so while you yourself do not understand the value of this planet's money, um you see familiar numbers, you see ones and fives and zeros and twos and twos. So you just kind of just like take those highest combinations. You take a couple of the 5 1s and a couple of the 1 0 0 1s, and you just kind of like put them into a
I wish I
small
knew more
bundle.
about money. All right. And then V's probably gonna step up and kind of like slide between Lamar and the guard. And remember, like V has like I didn't explain them as like Terminator blackout shades, but they got like Terminator blackout shades on, and they're gonna like look at this guard. And if you want me to do a finesse roll, I'll do this as well. Kind of like wave the money and go. Me and my friends here, we are leaving now, so you do not need no more of a commotion. Can't you see people already looking?
The guard goes, What are you? Hmm. Uh, what is your cleverness?
My cleverness. That's under my smarts, correct? What is that under, friend?
Oh, your social, your defense for your social.
Oh, I suck at being social.
Your cleverness will be directly under your social score, above your morph stats.
Oh, okay. I was looking at my core stats. Oh, that's 13. I apologize.
Ooh. The guard looks at your money, and they blindness costs a little bit more than that.
Can I do a deception roll on him? Or is that like in response?
Mm,
And or can I try and do persuasion to kind of convince him to back off and take the money?
I like
yeah,
DJ's
DJ, if you
idea.
want to attempt your persuasion with edge, since this is a non-combat situation that is kind of growing in intensity.
So we've got a 9 or an 8, so a 9.
Okay. This guard looks at you as you try to like convince them to walk away, and now he's kind of like he's let go of he's let go of the man with white hair, and his arms are now crossed as he's looking at both of you. Trying to bribe an officer can only make things worse. So either pay more, or now you're my targets.
Can I tell what's going on here from how far away I am? How far away am I from what's going on?
I imagine it looks bad.
I think you're about 10 feet away.
Okay,
Maybe
so
maybe a little bit less.
I can pretty much well tell what's going on here then.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna double down. I think there is strength in numbers here. I feel pretty persuasive. I'm just gonna basically make a show of force, saunter right on over, right next to my newfound allies here, and I'm going to back the previous statement, and I'm gonna say, "Hey, look, feller, I don't exactly know what's normal here, but I mean, I think you can just take the bribe, if I'm being honest, and we can all be on our way." And I am going to try to persuade him with that baller line.
I can go. Let me set that difficulty. You got to beat a 10.
Paul. Well, let's see here. That is a 23.
Jesus.
Oh, I love that.
That is the
I
only.
love
It's
that.
the only thing I'm good at.
I love
Finally,
that.
some
Thank you.
rules.
Well, at least I don't have to say anything now. Never mind.
So the guard kind of looks at you guys, and now dealing with three teenagers who are clearly not going to leave him alone. He sighs and rubs the back of his neck. I don't care about enough. I don't care enough anymore. And he just takes the money and turns around and walks away. And as he's walking away, Sylvia, the manager of this depot, walks over and immediately looks at Wade and goes, "I said don't cause trouble." And she looks around for a second for the smaller one and looks over at Tyrion, whom is still sitting by the greenery, and just go, "Thank you." And she looks at the three of you. Where are you all going, and how soon are you leaving?
Why does it matter to you? If you think we are the problem, then you should follow
I
a
think then
nice
Tyrion
gentleman.
comes up. Tyrion will get up and say, "They're delinquent adults. We're all going to the same place."
Delinquent adult. Okay. All right. So I know you're heading to Angel Grove. Stone Canyon's not coming today, kid. I don't know what you want me to do for you. You two, I don't know where you're going or if you even came from anywhere, but I'm at a point and I've got to get you guys out.
You look round. I don't see any points today.
Oh. All right. Okay. All right. Tickets. Everyone tickets. Everyone show tickets. Everyone show tickets. And
Well, I
And
got a bus pass actually,
I've
as we have
scanned your bus
already
pass.
established.
I've scanned your bus pass. Hold on to your bus
I-
pass.
I pull it out and show it to her anyway, because she asked.
Okay. All right.
Now
what are
I'll
the
walk
chances?
up and.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say I'll walk up and show her my train ID badge.
She takes your train ID badge and she looks it over with a look of confusion. Um, is this a souvenir?
Nope, certified. And then I oh, you know what? I have suspenders now because I just did it. Certified, and then I pluck my suspenders.
Um, all right. I've never seen this before. I've
Well, I
never
mean, you look
heard.
at tickets.
This isn't. Okay, okay, okay. Does anyone have a regular ticket?
I do, and I pull mine out of my wallet and hand it
Thank.
over.
Oh, thank Venjix. Okay. All right. So this is what I'm looking for. Ticket with a time for your bus. Your bus, will be pulling up in like 15 minutes. Uh, and she looks at the man with the white hair, and she just kind of. All right. Everyone, all of you stay together right now. All of you are together right now. I'll be right back to figure the rest of this out. Where are you two going? Where do you two want to go? And she's talking to V and Tyrion as she says that, and she's handing Tyrion back their card, still confused by what it is.
Vesper's gonna wait for the child to talk first.
Well, I'm also going to say I'm going where the consensus is going. Because Reefside is near Angel Grove, so I'll go to Angel Grove.
So Angel, okay. As she's kind of figuring things out in her head, the white-haired man speaks up for the first time in a bit and says, "I can help you guys out with that if you need." And he reaches into his own pocket and pulls out a very large wad of money in a rubber band. I've got plenty. I don't need all of it.
Oh, Vesper's gonna
That's
take
what
some of
the
that.
Hey, is there any way? Can I? Is there any way to tell if this guy's a grifter?
um, give me an alertness roll to try and get some insight on him.
Man, I really fucked up with not doing anything with that.
You'll let
That
me
is a
know.
1.
Can I hop
Wait,
on that also? I want to know
Exactly
about this
1.
guy.
same. I do too.
alright, so you're all gonna make an alertness roll.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also,
Vesper will as well.
something I did not explain earlier. You all have something called story points, and we have 4 of them right now in the pool. Story points can be used to re-roll ones, to add a point to a skill test as if it was specialized, and a couple other things for combat.
Oh, you say that now.
They can use it
24
anytime
more
before when you
insight.
Are they
But I
a
have
per
a
session thing or
2-1.
like?
It's a
Wait, hold
percent.
on.
It's a
It's under smarts for alertness.
Mhm.
And for Tyrion's alertness, it's 21. 18 plus 3.
Okay. And
I got
DJ said you were also gonna try and
Yeah, I got an 11.
All right. So just you all collectively kind of look over this dude, and he has a warm smile on his face. He's wearing what looks to be a mechanic's guard coveralls. They're covered in a little bit of oil around the ankles and wrists. He has pockets full of neatly folded wrappers, and his hair is wild with black stripes and wild white hair with black stripes going through it. His eyebrows are big and bushy, meaning he's probably not human, but just humanoid. But look
So what?
you with the look over you give this man, you do not sense anything but the desire to help from him.
So Tyrion will grab his hand and say, "Hey, you're my delinquent uncle now. Come with us."
Well, I've never been an uncle. Um, Oh, okay. And Mick just kind of follows you to wherever you're gonna lead him. Sylvia watches over you guys and just goes, They're going. They're going. It's fine. They're going." And she saunters back to her office and closes the door behind her.
And as she's doing that, I'll yell, "Bye, pointy lady!"
She, her door closed a little bit harder as you said that right before she disappeared. So you guys are about 20 minutes out from the bus to Angel Grove arriving, and you have now acquired this strange white-haired man, and also acquired a group of people very suddenly. So
Wait, did we get the tickets yet, or did she just close the door?
she has left you guys, but there is a kiosk and desk for you to buy tickets.
Did
She's really a
Homeboy
bitch.
fork over the wad of cash? Is that
He has the
something that
cash.
happened? Oh, he
He
has it. Okay,
That's
because he presented it to us. Did anybody take any?
he didn't
Vesper
present it
did.
to take. He presented it to use for you.
Oh,
I see.
darn. I also misunderstood that.
Yeah, not
So
free money.
so you guys can go ahead and role play for a bit and figure out what the next move is for all of you.
So is it okay if I hack the kiosk to try to get our tickets?
Can I give him like a help action because my hacking skills are also, well, technology skills are also very high, and that is also something V would like to do.
Why don't you guys make this a
I
conversation and try to work together on that? So Mick
I
is going
like to actively make an effort to stop them.
What?
Do we? Uh,
Guys, you can't. You, that. What are you doing?
we gotta continue
You are a
tickets.
delinquent
Right?
adult. You have no say.
What is
Mick
this
looks
delinquent?
down at you, Tyrion, and goes, "Delinquent adults? I haven't heard that in a while."
I also have
FYI,
not been told.
outside of all of this, children rule my realm, and adults are treated lesser than.
So you can go ahead and give me a technology roll to attempt to hack this kiosk.
All right.
Both of us?
Yeah.
Okay.
What is that? That is a 19 to 21 again.
That is an 18.
You both succeed as you guys find yourself working together to kind of actually how are we doing this? You were absolutely able to do it, but how are we doing this?
I figure V would probably like watch Tyrion go up there and then notice or have a feeling what they're doing or he's doing and then like walk up to him and just kind of stand behind him watching like yes, I think
Okay.
this is a good idea. Yes, no,
So
no,
what
no, move
Tyrion
that
will
one over
do,
there.
and then Tyrion has codes from his world, and he's just fiddling around to see if it works, and they're all under his badge, and they're all admin codes for various what's it called, various models of kiosk, and he notices that this is a model, an olden model that he doesn't use anymore.
So you want to
So we're
see if your
pressing
codes
post.
work on this?
Are they? Are you guys? Are you being sneaky about it? Do I notice this? Just like being close to them, or are they actively like trying to do this
I can roll a
sneakily?
finesse on that.
Yeah,
I
Most
would
yeah.
people would
say
pass.
if you're looking at it, it looks like we're just pressing buttons at this point.
Okay, that's fair. Um, well, I don't really know nothing about that. So I'm gonna talk to the guy who just presented us with some fat stacks because I want to know more about him.
All right, so you guys get to
and
work.
and what he's got going on.
You guys get to work on the kiosk, hacking away, and trying out different admin codes. And we move over a little bit to Wade, who is now confronting the black and white haired man, who was just kind of watching in the background with his hands folded behind his back.
And how does he look? How is he? I mean, you described him as kind of like a loiterer earlier, maybe a little like a bum, I guess. Is that accurate?
He's an average build man, white skinned with white hair with black streaks, wearing sort of like mechanic overalls, and he has
Okay,
a
yeah.
name tag on his overalls, his coveralls, that read Mechanic.
All right. Well,
10
that's.
out of 10.
You seem like a well-to-do feller. Probably educated, even went to college, I bet.
I think I've been to more planets than schools, but educated is debatable.
Well, hey, you know what? That's cool too. I knew one guy once who helped me steal a bunch of manhole covers from the utility board, and he said he was from Venus. Um, but about them fat stacks. I've been traveling for several time, and haven't really had much to eat, as I was in quite a bit of a hurry when I left my situation. You guys, and I kind of gesture broadly over back towards them pressing buttons. Um, you guys all right if we go over yonder food court and fetch us some grub?
As long as you bring something back.
Yes, I haven't eaten yet. Surprise me, I haven't had anything from this planet.
And that works out great for me. I'm actually hungry again already. Given all the wrappers in my pocket, I only ate about 20, 30 minutes ago. So yeah, I could go for something else. What's everyone feeling? There's a bit of everything here, from this galaxy to the next. You guys kind of give who you now know as Mick your general likes, because some of you aren't even from here to know what's available. And give me one more technology roll, Tyrion and V.
18.
19.
All right. So, in the time that Mick has been gone gathering food, uh, you guys have successfully made your way into the database of this ticketing system, and you made your way in because mysteriously one of Tyrion's codes finally worked, and it was the very last one you tried. And with that, you're able to print out an extra 4 tickets, or an extra 3 tickets to Angel Grove for the next bus that'll be showing up. As you guys kind of take in your victory over this machine, Mick returns with 2 armfuls of trays of food, and it looks like he got like one of everything from every food place. All right,
All right,
who's
nice.
hungry?
How much did you
Vesper is
spend?
gonna go up immediately,
Mick
and
kind
then
of
just
leads you
kind of like,
guys over to the food court area seating as and set everything down. All right, dig in.
Lamar, I think, is too hungry to address the thievery and
I don't know what you're
what he
talking
feels like
about.
is the fleecing of this man also. So he just kind of throws all of those feelings by the wayside and just starts taking in.
I'm going to wait for everybody to get their thing, and then I'm going to take all of the high sodium, high sugar, prepackaged things that I can find and stuff them into my backpack.
Tyrion takes some exploding pebbles and saves them for later.
So as you guys eat and spend the next couple minutes kind of feasting, Mick gets a call on something strange. He looks down at his wrist, and there's a strange watch that is bulging in all black, with a small, with a kind of dome-like shape, and it beeps for a second with a strange tone. Boop, 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 as he kind of looks around at you guys nervously, then turns around and takes a couple steps away. Hello? And he
Vesper's
gets kind of
definitely
quieter
needing
as he starts
alertness.
talking to his wrist.
Can we listen in?
Delinquent adults.
Yeah, do I hear anything? Beyond just a little beeping. Can I try to listen in for the conversation?
Yes, everyone can give me an alertness unless you think there's something else you can give me in this moment.
Nope.
Oh, these metal
For example,
dice are just for it.
if you can imagine if you can give me a reason, you would use your like performance in this situation to try and eavesdrop. You know?
I was gonna do a deception, but my alertness is way better. So
Ooh.
I got a 20 on that. Not natural. So I guess it doesn't matter.
Ooh, I want to
And
use performance, but I'm going to save it for next time. So I got a 19.
I'm going to stifle my urge to be incredibly boisterous, and I am just going to quietly listen in with my whopping 11.
and I think I'm going to opt out of roll just because I'm going to assume with where we are timeline wise,
Bus is
the alarms in 5 minute intervals that are going to keep Lamar from missing this bus keep going off, and he's looking at the group that he's traveling with and turning off his alarms like guys guys.
In the midst of Lamar trying to gather everyone's attention, everyone can kind of hear Mick in his very not professional whispering. I'm on the planet, and things are a little weird for me for a bit. I know you got that jostling pickup, but I'm all good. I found this group of kids, and they're real interesting. I think you'll like them. And the conversation kind of continues from the other end of the communicator, but you don't hear anything specific from the communicator. Anything you hear is from Mick, and the conversation continues in a more general sense of, I'll be in X location, and from there, the conversation ends, and Mick returns to you guys. So everyone heading to Angel Grove, right?
As Mick returns, he's quickly gonna like not quickly, but like kind of like, oh, so I wasn't eavesdropping. They're gonna turn to everybody and go, it appears I forgot to introduce myself. I am Vesper. It is a pleasure to meet you all, and thank you for this lovely meal. Meat. And Vesper's going to just lightly introduce themselves.
Hello, Lamar. Nice to meet you all. Uh, can we do this on the bus, possibly?
I don't even wait for that. I'm hands out to everyone, crisscrossing over the table, trying to shake everybody's hand. Be like, "My name's Wade. Wade, nice to meet you." Just kind of gesticulating with my hands out, waiting for somebody to grab my hand and shake it. And whoever the first person is that grabs it.
I
I
think
do think
Vesper
it
would.
actually. Okay, that's
Oh
fair.
no, I think it's funnier if Lamar does it. I think Vesper goes to and then
'Cause
sees Lamar and stops.
I was going to say I do like. I think despite the immense rush he's in, Lamar can't have a hand extended towards him and not shake it.
How firm's the handshake? 1 to 10 scale.
Uh, he kind of waits for the opposite end to adjust pressure, and I have a 2 strength, so likely cannot match the pressure that you give.
I intentionally squeeze his hand just slightly harder than he is squeezing my hand.
Nice to meet
And
you.
as all of this is going, I'm going to hold Mick's hand because he's my designated adult, and I will say, "My name is Tyrion, and let's go get on the bus."
Well,
Someone speaking my language.
it's amazing to meet you, Tyrion, V, Lamar, and Wade. My name is Mick Canic. Not mechanic, that's just my profession.
Ah, following suit of your blood. I understand that.
Your voice, your accent sounds very familiar. I
I-
can't really place my finger on what it's from, or where it's from, but
I'm sure you don't have a clue. Don't worry about it. And he's going to quickly walk off towards the bus.
And as a child, I'll be like, "We can do this. Let's go."
bus. Oh, yep. Okay, let's go. And as you guys make your way over to the bus slot and join the line to board onto the bus, you all stand together. Lamar, having gotten their things from under the table they were sitting at, you guys stand in line together, kind of like have small conversation, and Mick seems to be looking at you guys a little bit fatherly like in a sense. He seems to be taking in this very suddenly new role as the oldest of the group as he looks at you guys uh in a way that a proud father would look at a child at their graduation.
Oh, V hates that. As he's like staring at them, V is gonna speak up and be like, "So you're not from this planet, correct me?"
Oh, I'm not from here at all. I'm well, let's see. I've been to so many places, I can't really place where I'm from anymore. But that's really all right because I've got friends all around the galaxy. There's no place that doesn't have a bed for mechanic.
Question for GM. You said it's on like a little name tag, right? How is mechanic spelled out?
Oh, that's perfect because I was
M-I-C-K
just telling.
M-I-C-K-K-A-N-I-C.
Fuck. Okay, I was one word off, one letter off.
Mechanic.
And is
Also,
is it
Go
all
ahead.
ran together, or it's 2 separate words?
2 words.
Okay.
How do you spell Tyrion? And is Wade spelled normally?
Tyrion is Tyrian.
Okay.
Yeah, Wayde.
Okay. Yeah. No, I'm the note taker. I'm taking notes. That's why I asked. Thank you.
Wait, what are we
So
laughing? Good.
I think it was Mick explaining that he has friends all around,
Yeah.
and I think Vesper's going to look at this and go, "I see. So there is a way off this planet. Correct me."
Depends on the mode of transportation you're looking for. Um, this planet's been kind of struggling with space travel lately, but the S.P.D has ships.
Do they have trains?
Trains, yeah, absolutely. Once we get to Angel Grove, there will be plenty more trains, but out in here in Stone Canyon, none in between those big cities.
My yokel ass reads way too far into the Friends Across the Galaxy line, and I immediately ask him, "Hey, fella, you ever been to Appalachia County out east?"
Appalachia County. I've been to an apple orchard.
An apple orchard. All right.
But no Appalachia County that I can remember, and I'm pretty good at remembering.
Is he fucking with me?
Not at all.
Is okay. Okay.
You don't see any hint of fucking with you.
Okay. Well, that kind of fires off what I was gonna do. I'm gonna do it anyway. You happen to have seen fellow that looks kind of like me, right? But yeah, older and more wizened.
Over your face for a second and squints. Hmm. Your dad's name Wayne?
Well, I'll be damned.
I've come
Yes,
across a
sir.
lot of people,
Yes, it
especially
is.
on Earth. And your brow line looks real familiar. And before Mick can go into more, the line starts to move as people are now
I
officially
pull out my
being
picture
let
real
onto the
quick.
bus.
The hastily drawn thing on the back of the letter.
As you guys are
I rip it out of
walking,
my pocket, and my
and
thumbtacks fell on the floor.
you you show Mick the drawing. That's, I wouldn't say the most accurate, but definitely you definitely got the right idea. I haven't seen them in some time, but we'll talk about it more later. As Mick shuffles up the bus stairs and onto the bus. What kind of seating you guys want to do? You guys want to stay close together, or you guys want to sit where you sit?
I think Lamar is starting to feel a responsibility for the others. So he's going to sit as close to the biggest clustering of the group.
This
Is
the
this
full
another
bus.
long haul ride? Do I get the sense that it's going to be a bit?
You're only 2 hours away from Angel Grove.
Oh, 2 hours. Hell yeah. It's story time. I sit next to the person who looks least like they want to hear like a long-winded run-on sentence for the next 2 hours. And then I immediately proceed to do that.
How long is this bus? Is this like a Greyhound bus for spec
Yeah.
or like? Okay. Is it full?
It is about 60% full. Most of the people sitting towards the front.
Is there a bathroom on this bus?
Yes.
2 rows before the bathroom is where Tyrion will sit.
Very smart. That was usually my strategy if it was possible.
Yeah, no,
Or
Vesper
everybody
will
gonna
probably
sit
end up
range, or are you gonna find a
sitting with
seat?
the group as well.
Cool. Cool. So everyone takes a seat in range of each other, with Wade taking a seat next to a total stranger who's still close by to the group, and they begin telling them a story about her home and mostly about nothing. And Mick gets
Vesper
another
just thinks,
call.
oh, thank God.
Hmm?
Vesper just thanks the gods that it's not them that's getting this story, this run-on sentence.
Just before the bus takes off, Mick gets another call on their strange wristwatch, and this time they take it into the bathroom. And there's some very undertone mumbling that you can't make out no matter how hard you kind of like listen. And now you have to compete with the rumbling of the bus's engine starting up. And a few minutes later, Mick exits, and he looks a little distraught. And he takes his seat again, sitting next to Lamar, and his face has kind of gone from sunny and cheery to worry and gloom. All right, 2 hours to Angel Grove, right? Let's get going.
Is everything okay?
Um, uh, I, you know what? I hope so. Things are things. things are things.
Can Vesper do like a read on his face to see if they know what that face looks like?
Yeah,
Like
do
if
you
they
want
have
to do
like an
alertness,
idea?
or do you want to do your insight?
Yeah, definitely. I'm always gonna do my insight.
Yeah, I think I'm in on that also. I am concerned.
Yes, you guys can go and give me those rolls.
About a 15.
Where's insight?
That's
Oh,
your
your,
alertness.
your alertness.
Oh,
Yeah, insight's
okay,
just one of
okay,
my specialization names, so that's why I've been saying insight.
okay. I got 3.
All right. So, Lamar, you're not able to discern anything from his face except for like the base mood change. However, V, you look at Mick and you see the face and eyes of someone who has seen war. And it's specifically the look of someone who's being called back to the fight.
Uh, I think V would probably take a like step up and then like sit behind Lamar and Mick and kind of lean forward and go, "You do not have to stay, but I know that face. I've worn it before many times. But you can share an ear with us. As you said yourself, we are interesting kids, correct?"
You're interesting kids, but I hope you're not interesting enough for the life that I lead. And he kind of looks around for a sec. I I and before Mick can continue, the bus takes off and has been driving for about 10 minutes. Still leaving the main part of the station, getting ready to pull out onto the road. As a TV alert plays, each one of your bus seats on the back headrest has a small television screen on it that has been displaying the weather and has the option to go throughout different small network channels. However, everyone's screen is interrupted with breaking news as a newscaster comes on and announces the assassination of the current leader of S.P.D, General Fowzor. The news is very sudden, and the newscaster is not prepared to give this news. As they are deeply unkempt looking. Uh, they report that the current commander of S.P.D has been found dead within the building, and there are clear signs of struggle as well as the premeditated uh, evidence of an assassination. As this news plays, Mick's eyes kind of sink a little bit as he watches on in disbelief at the screen. And from his trembling lips, he just kind of lets out an, "Oh no."
I think Tyrion will stand up in the seat and say, "Is the bird guy your friend?"
I, not my friend per se, but he was where we're heading. I think you guys could have put. I think you guys might have picked a bad time to go to Angel Grove.
Tyrion has a puzzled look on his face.
What does this have to do to concern us? It is unfortunate your maybe bird friend is dead, but that is the way of life. People live and then they die. Do not, do not dwell on it.
All right. Quick show of hands. Who is not from this planet? And Mick puts his hand up.
V puts their hands up.
Tyrion says, "Me."
All right.
I don't even hear him. I'm still in the middle of my long ass run on sentence.
I think V
So-
like kind of is like, Wade, important. Pay attention. Pause your story. No,
So
give them
anyway,
an
that's
hour.
about that time me and my buddy Keith got a citation from the federal government for blowing up a beaver dam, and we didn't even do it. And I pay attention briefly.
Okay, so for everyone not from Earth and unaware, or just unaware in general, the S.P.D has been a incredibly important force in the Earth's rebuilding and reunification and re-terraforming, and General Falzor being killed. Who knows the hands that SPD is about to end up in? As Mick continues to talk, the news broadcast is still going, giving smaller information, and a second alert kind of plays, with more breaking news, as only like 8 minutes have passed since the initial announcement of the assassination, but is now being announced that with the very unsure circumstances that SPD is facing, in the very short window of time they have to keep things operational without a proper leader, uh, they have promoted a new supreme commander. They have promoted a new commander to lead SPD's Earth Division, as a photo of a blue Syrian man. Uh, Syrian being a dog-like species of humanoids, or a humanoid dog-like species of dog people with leathery blue skin. Uh, he appears on the screen with a very stoic-looking face, and it is announced that General Doggy Kruger will now be leading the Earth Division of SCP. Of SPD.
Spell that shit right now.
Yes.
Doggy
Yes.
Kruger. DoggieKruger.
And he is the new he's the general,
General
right? And
Kruger,
he's
yes, but he is currently
General Kruger. You will address him as such.
the
All right.
commander of SPD's Earth Division.
Tyrion laughs and says, "That's ironic. His name is Joggy."
His first name's Anubis. Mick says from his seat, still looking at the TV in a sort of shock.
You're friends with dogs and birds?
There's always a safe place for mechanic in the universe.
Again, back to the puzzled face.
It pays to be nice to people, but I guess
So
not General Falzor.
I just eyeballing Mechanic here. He is displeased with this announcement.
Yes, he is shocked and worried, but he was already very disheartened moments before the announcement was even made.
Uh I I kind of scoot out of my seat a little bit more into the aisle to get a little bit closer to him and say, "Uh, hey, fella, I understand you might have lost somebody and everything, but cousin Jenny says this kind of stuff happens in the city all the time. I don't really see the big deal. He's just some bureaucrat. What's that got to do with you?"
Uh, Mick looks at you with a look of open mouthed disbelief. This has a lot to do with everyone. The city of Angel Grove could fall out of balance. The world could fall out of balance. Who knows if Kruger's even up to start this task yet? I
Well,
am
he's a
concerned for
general.
everyone. General Kruger has the skills, but he's very hot-headed.
Vesper's gonna look up between like Mick and Wade, and then look to Wade and go, "Wade, do you remember the officer we dealt with at the station?"
I'll be rightly honest with you, ma'am. I really do not remember a thing about that. I kind of just been going through it lately, if I'm being honest, and then I start to go into like another long run-on sentence about my life and my woes.
Vesper's immediately gonna turn to Mick. Okay, so he does not. I cannot explain to him that it is just like putting the officer in charge. But I understand your worry. But I feel we all have our own, as Wade put it, our own complications, burdens, issues we're dealing with. And clearly you are as well, Mick.
Oh, it's it's complicated. But say, where do you guys have to go after once we get to Angel Grove? Because 3 of us are aliens.
I'm going to stay at my dad's.
Gotta find a way to reach side.
I break off from my run-on sentence to acknowledge him. Well, I was kind of looking for someone, and well, you're the only lead I really got, so I was tending to follow you.
Vesper's gonna like stay quiet for a moment and look around and go, I too am looking for somebody, but I do not plan to stay here long. If they're like how I think they are like, they will not stay here long either if they have the choice.
I guess once we get to Angel Grove, we're all going our separate ways, or at least finding separate ways. All right, how about this? Let's all make a plan. Once we reach Angel Grove, we will find each other again. In 2 days. I'll make sure everyone has what they need to get where they need to go, and anyone who wants to stick with me can stick with me.
Sounds good to me.
Ah, yes, you are the uncle of us delinquent, correct? I will stay as well until I can find passage and possibly the person I seek.
I
I
reach
think
my hand out to shake Mick Mechanic's hand, and say, "You got a deal, partner." And I try to squeeze his hand slightly harder than he squeezes my hand.
Mick looks down at both your hands and just kind of, oh, firm. So everyone is
and
agreed. Hmm?
I was just going to say, I think Lamar kind of hesitates at the thought and then starts writing his dad's address down on little scraps of paper and handing it out to the group. If you need anything, that's where you can find me.
Mick takes a slip of paper and tucks it into I guess a chest pocket. Currently the emptiest pocket on their overalls. Coveralls.
I
Yeah,
take the
he's also
scrap
gonna
of
take it.
paper and then I put it in my pocket, only to notice that my 2 thumbtacks are now missing, and I am slightly upset about it.
Also, I think Lamar after a second goes, "Wait, do we have phones or what are we doing?"
Yeah, you guys have cell phones. Well,
Wait,
at
Vesper
least
does?
Like
have
Lamar kind of shoots his phone and goes, "Do we not numbers?"
I definitely do not have a phone or any way to communicate.
Vesper's actually gonna try to snatch your phone out of your hands to like investigate what it is because they love new technology.
Well, then I'll take mine out.
You know what,
You
Tyrion,
don't have.
give me a science roll to see if your phone even still works or can use this this service.
Um. All right, so I have nothing in that. So can I use my adolescent advantage?
and that allows you
Or
to.
adolescent attitude once per scene to attempt any skill I don't have. I can treat it like a D2.
Yeah.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
We'll also note we are nearing the end of session 0, and we still have 4 story points left if anyone has a want to use them.
10 for
Can, can we
Sonic.
can we bank those, or is that something that we can do for like the next session?
No, your story point pool restarts every session.
Oh fuck, use them up.
Burn them.
Uh,
And you said you got a
so wait,
10.
if I use one, can I re-roll? If I use a
If you
story point,
use one, if you use a story point, you can use it on a skill test as if you were specialized.
so then that would be advantage, right?
Not necessarily. You would
Or
still be
I mean,
rolling. Yeah, you would still just be rolling a D2.
okay, so same thing. So would I be able to re-roll or no?
If you get a 1, yeah.
Okay, so I didn't get a 1, so I had 10.
Spend 1 story point to gain access to a minor piece of equipment or tool for a scene. Team can spend 1 story point with grid member power bloom, granting 1d burst power. Yeah, so you can use it to get a tool for the scene or to re-roll a 1 in this instance. Those are the useful options I see right now.
Grab a tool. Is there a list of tools that we can use, or just like any tool?
I guess a tool necessary for what's needed in the moment.
I have like
Uh,
of science stuff, so we can just say I produced something from my bag.
there we go.
Alright, so working together with DJ, you guys find a little magnetic poker in their bag that's thin enough to get in between like the like cracks of your phone and through the charge port. And with enough luck and enough jostling, you were able to get your phone to connect to these cell towers finally. And you get a couple notifications before they stop completely, as you don't have a way to get them from the people who are sending them.
It's just like flicking a switch.
So you guys don't have cell phones. Okay. Mick kind of like wiggles their hands for a bit in the air while they think, and they reach into a back pocket and pull out. Oh, okay. Mick pulls out nothing from their pocket and is kind of embarrassed as they look at you all. Um, actually, I've got an idea. Have you guys ever heard of messenger pigeons?
You one of these birds.
Oh, trust me, the bird stuff gets more interesting. And Mick
Is that like
stands up.
some kind of satellite?
You'll see. Mick stands up, and they walk towards the bathroom and close the door behind them. And you hear a bit of a loud shuffling and then a sliding, and the breaking of like air, like the rush of air coming into from a window that's being opened, and it stops, and you guys don't hear anything for a bit. However, as you're all sitting on the right side of the bus, you hear tapping on the glass to your left. And as everyone turns their head, you see a pigeon flying in pace with the bus. And this pigeon is kind of weird, as it, in the middle of its flight, waves its wing to you. And before anyone can really react, it turns around, and you hear another shuffling in the bathroom. And Mick walks out with a few feathers trailing behind him. Messenger pigeons.
Oh, so you meant like literal birds?
Would
Yes.
Vesper have ever seen a pigeon before?
Likely not a pigeon, but you've seen birds.
Now Vesper just assumes all birds can wave at you on this planet.
Is anyone
She's just really
Yeah.
not.
this happens? And Mick kind of like frowns a bit as he thought people would be more impressed.
Lamar is,
So,
for a benchmark, I guess, not a thing he's seen before. Yes.
Well, not everyone can turn into birds. Mick says to you guys as he dusts more feathers off of himself. Point is,
Well, now hold on. That one feller on the TV that got murder-lated was a bird.
different kind of bird.
like, what do we do? Do we talk to birds and then they tell you what we to say to them, or do we just
I turn into the
assume?
bird. I fly to you and give you information. That way we can all stay in
So
touch,
wait,
and my bird nose will smell you wherever you are.
so your Uncle Bird?
I'm skeptical of this bird transformation claim.
You can
Well,
smell us?
bird is just one of the options. I, mechanic, am a shapeshifter. I can turn into almost any living object.
Is he just loudly declaring this on the bus?
Absolutely.
No wonder why he gets razzed by officers whenever they see him.
He is absolutely declaring this out loud.
Is everyone as skeptical as me?
Let's see.
With the day I've had, I believe it. I don't know
A
why
few
birds
people
are
turn
waving at
around in their
the planet.
seats and just kind of, huh? And turn back around, not having too much care.
I think I'm gonna go back to being a. I think I'm gonna go back to saying delinquent adult, and then I'm going to ask if delinquent adults turn into birds.
We haven't had any
That is
delinquent
not.
adults on this planet, but turning into birds, that's just me. Again, not just birds.
Vesper's just kind of staring quizzically. Oh, oh, thank you for being our messenger, then. I apologize for not having a. And then, like, they're still holding Lamar's cell phone. One of these, but my methods of travel here were unconventional at best. And then they just kind of like focus on Lamar's phone still.
I think Lamar starts trying to like reach around you, like, "Hey, can I, that's mine. Can I have that?"
Oh, yes, you can have that when I'm done with it. I'm just looking.
All right, so we have a
Is
way to
there
communicate.
anything that I would know, like in my very brief travels, but in any instance of what meager education I would have I ever heard of a shapeshifter or a being that can change willy nilly like we just witnessed?
Yeah, I was going to say, can I roll like culture or something to see if that's like a normal being to see, or
Um, yeah, give me a cultural. And what did you want to make, Gage?
Um, would you let me get away with survival under the guise of I don't know, weird creatures you hear from down in the holler?
Yeah, go for it.
All right.
and that's 16 on the culture roll.
Can I
I
get
would also like
on the
to.
culture roll?
Me too. I
Yeah.
would also like to. That is a hot 4.
19.
7.
Well, just so you know, you all would have had to try really hard to not beat this difficulty because it was a 1.
Fair enough.
And just to remind myself, we are seeing if we know anything about like Mick transforming or like having ever known about people transforming into birds or shape shifting.
Correct.
And like if changelings aren't common, do I know of any notable ones?
So who got a 7?
That would be me, Mr.
Uh,
Wade.
So you have just heard like stories throughout your life of like things being able to change shape, but it's always been urban legend stories that people would have heard anywhere about different types of monsters or ghosts, or just stories. Who was next highest?
I had 19, so I don't know if I was.
I had
I
a
think somebody
4.
got a
That
17,
was the
right?
lowest.
I
What'd
got
you
a
get, Gab?
16.
Oh, 4.
All right, so Gab, you get about the same amount of information that Wade did,
Yeah,
and for
I figured.
Lamar, you don't necessarily know it by the word changeling, but you know there are aliens on the planet with a lot of different abilities and different things that they brought to the planet, and sometimes those things are shape shifting. Sometimes it's telekinesis. Sometimes it's straight up mind reading. So in your time volunteering, you've come across a lot of different aliens with different abilities. So you're surprised to see a shapeshifter, but
Stuff happens.
well, let me say it is not anything you expected to see today.
Mhm.
Uh, and for Tyrion, back where you're from, um, you have absolutely heard of people who can shapeshift, but you never took much interest into like what that meant. So like there are people who have the ability to fully change the shape with and mass of their body with a thought, but you don't have much information past like what type of person that is or what species of alien they are.
Got it.
So Mick retakes his seat next to with everybody, and he gets his serious face back. I
Before he talks, I ask him, "Hey, can you do Mothman?"
uh, uh Mick kind of looks left and right for a sec, and tucks their head into their coveralls and goes lower than what feels like should be possible for a head going into like a piece of clothing that's covering a whole body. And their head pokes down like a turtle. And their head pokes up a bit. And everyone give me a. Actually, what's everyone's willpower?
Oh fuck.
14.
16.
15.
12.
All right, so 13, 14, 16, 12.
15. 1-5.
Everyone is frightened as Mick pokes their head back out of their coveralls and has a silver head with large red eyes and mandibles as they kind of look around at everybody and then tuck their head back in and then bring their head back out as Mick's head is normal once again. Yeah, I can do Mothman.
Damn, fella, you turned me into a believer right quick.
Just scare the shit out of everybody for a sec.
I think V would probably like be startled and kind of toss Lamar's phone at him, and then kind of just like go to a seat behind them.
Lamar only knows that that wasn't like sleep deprivation because everybody else reacted.
Tyrion will probably just sit back down because I'm standing in my chair.
I do my little Jesus gesture and give him the old spectacles, testicles, wallet, and watch deal.
Just wanted you guys to know that, yeah, I can do it. So, Angel Grove, in 2 days, we all meet up, and, stay safe. Is also something I should say to you guys. Like I said, with this assassination, things might get weird in the next couple days. I'm not too sure what's coming to the city besides us, but you kids are some interesting kids, and we're gonna see each other again, for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, yo, though, but for real, that guy just scared the living dog shit out of us, and the very next words out of his mouth were "Stay safe, kids," as we go into what is about to be a war zone.
So the engine of the bus continues to rumble as you continue down the highway, only being half an hour now away from Angel Grove. Time has kind of passed quickly in between conversations and getting terrified by Mothman. As finally, you guys can see in the distance the rising of buildings and the shimmering of water behind some of those buildings. The town has quite literally an air of cleanliness around it, as there are large towers that you'll come to know as radiation towers going off to keep the irradiated air out of the area. And these are some of the largest that even our people from this planet have ever seen. The city is sprawling, even from a distance, out in all directions, with the water looking blue as the sky instead of murky where it is everywhere else. And as Angel Grove approaches you, you all get the feeling of worry and dread and hope that comes with entering a city that you've never been to before, and also entering somewhere that is possibly dangerous. Uh, Mick had fallen asleep some time ago, leaving you guys to your own devices. And as you approach the city, uh, none of you are sure what you'll find. Some of you know what you're going to, your father or your sister's home, but the others don't know what's in store for them or where they're going to stay. So we will pick this back up with next session when we have spent our 2 days in Angel Grove, and we will be meeting back up with a mechanic for whatever future endeavor he has in store for you guys. And that is session 0.
Hey,
Dang
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah!
I like
That's a
seeing
pretty
everybody's
baller opener.
characters.
I feel like everybody got to do a good amount of stuff and show who they are.
I feel like everybody's gonna be rooming with Lamar. Lamar's just gonna be like, "Hey, I brought some friends."
That's why when he went, I'm staying with my dad because he knew as soon as he said it that he was going to end up with roommates.
Wow.
Yeah,
Next
homeboy's
session will
about to
absolutely start
rescue
with
the
some
whole party from
downtime.
home.
Oh, damn. Next session will absolutely start with some downtime for what you guys have been up to in those 2 days. But before we
Lamar will
continue
have
regular
gray hair.
conversation, I will sign out for the YouTube audience. Thank you for listening if you listened. Thank you for skipping through if you skipped through just to hear one specific part. Thank you if you're my fiance watching this and giving me my first view. I appreciate you. And we'll see you next time as we adventure into Angel Grove.